Hey everybody, John Brown back again with Star Realm. If you didn't watch my review for the game comes with these cards with 20 and 10s and 5s and 1s to keep track of your health, or in this game it's called Authority. And they work just fine. I just personally prefer to use two different dice to keep track. You start with 50 Authority, so we're going to have each player here start with that. So I'll play as the first player, and in honor of Rado, I'll have a named second player who's not here, and in honor of Rodney Smith, I'll have it be my son, Ian, who often beats me in games, just like Luke does. So on the first turn, each player is going to usually draw 5 from their hand, but the first player in this game only draws 3. And you start with these ships that either have 1 attack or 1 buying power. All right. Now, at any point during the game, we're going to have 5 different cards to choose from, and also these explorers that we can potentially buy. What they cost in trade value is up here. We talked about the trade symbol and the attack symbol. These sideways cards are bases. They will stay out every turn, so this card will give me 1 attack bonus every turn, and it has 5 health. A player can choose to destroy this if they want to spend 5 attack doing it. An outpost, however, must be attacked before anything else. Unless there are multiple outposts, then you can choose. Some other icons on the cards, if you see this symbol, you can trash the card out of the game entirely to get that bonus, although you can get its main action first. And then there are also allied symbols, where if you have another ship or a base or an outpost of that same faction, you also get this bonus. Right now, as the first player, I drew 3 cards, and I have 3 trade value. So I have some interesting choices. I could buy one of these to give me more buying power. I could buy one of these to give me some more attack. I like the idea of being able to draw a card, but actually I'm going to get this missile bot, where at any point, when I play the card, I can scrap a card. So this will, trash this card specifically if I use this ability, but this card will let me get rid of any card I want to in my hand or discard pile. So I'm going to spend 2 of my money to take this card and put it in my discard pile with the 3 cards I'm using for money. Another card will come out, and if it was a 1 value, I could potentially buy it, but it's not, so there's nothing with a 1 cost, so now that's going to be the end of my turn. Now on the second player's turn, they drew 4 trade value and 1 attack. Well, I have nothing as the first player to attack, so they're going to go ahead and just hit me for 1 damage, bringing me down to 49 authority. And then with the 4 trade value, I think Ian's actually going to go ahead and buy this recycling station. It's a pretty nice card. It allows you to either get 1 money on every turn it's out. It's an outpost, so if my opponent doesn't have 4 attack, which he probably won't have really early in the game, it'll stay out there and protect me. Or instead of getting that 1 money, I can discard 2 cards and draw 2 more cards. So, up to 2 cards and then draw 1 or 2. So it's kind of a card cycling card. Alright, back to me. Now, I have 5 money in my hand, so I wish I had 6 because I could buy 2 of the 3-cost cards. I'm going to go ahead and buy this 3-cost one that gives me money and allow me to draw a card, and then take out another card, and if it was a 2-cost, I could buy it, but I only have 2 left, so I'm going to go ahead and buy one of these Explorers. As you might expect, Ian again had 1 attack and 4 trade value, as those were the 5 left in his starting hand. I think instead of gambling that a 1 might come out, which is unlikely, he's going to buy 2 Explorers, do 1 damage, as I already did there. Now you may remember the 2 cards I haven't drawn yet are these 2 attack cards, these Viper cards. So I went ahead and did 2 damage to the other player there, and then I drew 2 trade value and this card here. So this allied ability can only trigger if I have another card from the machine cult there. I do not, so right now I'll just get an additional 2 attack for this card, so I have a total of 4 attack on the turn, and then 2 trade value, but I also can use this special ability. Now I kind of wish, well, it actually doesn't really matter that I don't have a discard pile right now. I shuffled up and these are the 5 I drew, because I can use this ability. If I were to play this card first, the main actions happen as soon as you trigger it. Any other actions, any scrapping actions, any allied actions, you can use at any point on your turn. But if I play this and attack with it first, then I can go ahead and play this and use its ability after I've used this card. I'm going to scrap this card. It's going to be out of the game. So I'm thinning my deck a little bit. Alright, on Ian's turn he has an interesting choice because he has these 3 trade value and 1 attack, but he also drew this recycling station. So he could lay it down in front of him and then say, either take it as 1 money, which would give me a total of 4 for the round, or he could discard 2 cards and draw that many more. I think that's what he's going to choose to do. Going to get rid of these two, and then draw 2 more, hoping to get some better cards. Well, he ended up drawing 2 more money, so he is back up to 4 money, but he's gone through more of his starting cards, might get some better cards on the next turn, so he won't be able to use this 1 money ability, but this station is going to, well, this outpost is going to stay out and basically give him some protection. So with the 4 money, he could get 2 more explorers, or he could go and get some more cards, because everything's 3, I don't know, maybe we'll go the explorer route here and get 2 more, and use these to buy better cards later, and then eventually trash them to do 2 damage when it seems advantageous to do so. Alright, on my turn, I've got 4 scouts and 1 survey ship, so that's going to give me a 5th trade value and allow me to draw a card, so I'll do so and get another scout. So I actually have 6 trade value on this turn. There's a couple things out there costing 6. This one's really interesting. 7 attack and acquire a ship without paying its cost. Put on top of your deck if you have another of the Blob faction. The Blob faction tends to hit hard and fast. So I think we're going to go ahead and pick this up. Alright, now Ian has an interesting choice. He has got 2 explorers and 2 scouts, which is going to give him a total of 6 monetary value and 1 viper. With that 1 viper, he's going to deal 1 damage, which I already went ahead and did. And then he's actually going to use the base's ability to get an extra coin so that he'll basically have 7 trade on this turn, which will allow him to buy all 3 of these. Now, some more blood fighters or faction might come out, but it might prevent the other player from getting some. And then again, he might buy one and change his mind after he sees what comes out. So let's buy the first one. Alright, and the 8 cost one comes out, so we're not too interested in that. Pick up the second one. Oh, and now a 3 cost one comes out. So now we have a more interesting dilemma. Do we want to try to deny this last one here, or do we want the ability to scrap some cards? Both those cards are going to synergize with what the other player is doing. So I guess we'll probably, he's already got one of these faction too, so why don't we go ahead and take this one, because this will probably be more valuable to us. And we have a Star Empire card come out, and then using all 7 of those money, buying 3 cards, and then in doing 1 damage, that'll be the end of the turn. Alright, so I've got 5 money and 1 damage. Now, the problem is that 1 damage is not going to do me any good because this outpost takes 4 to destroy. So that card's pretty much wasted. So now with my 5 trade value, I've got to decide, I think we're going to go ahead and get this blob wheel, maybe try to focus on getting some blob cards. Both players seem to be going after it. Well, and conveniently enough, another card of that faction comes out. We have 2 money left, so we're going to go ahead and pick that up and see if we can get some nice combos going later. Alright, on Ian's turn, he was able to get out this blob wheel, which is going to give us 1 attack every round that's out. So since I don't have any other defenses out or any bases or anything, just do that 1 damage to me. He had no other attack. He does have 2, 4, 5, and 6 trade, and can also scrap a card in his hand or discard pile. So at the end of the turn, he's going to scrap one of these, and with the 6 trade value has available, he's already got one of these out. It might be interesting to pick up some more of that faction. So yeah, let's go ahead. Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty good card, too. I don't know. We don't want to spread ourselves out amongst the factions too much, but there are other of that faction available, and this is another outpost, maybe going to lead more towards defensively. So, I don't know. This Port of Call is a card I like a lot. It's an outpost, gives protection and 3 money every round, so it may not be the best strategic move to pick that up, but that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. On my turn, I was only able to generate 2 attack. If I was able to generate 4 with this faction bonus, that'd be nice. I could get rid of that outpost. Go into the discard pile, wouldn't be destroyed permanently. But as it stands, that 2 attack doesn't do me any good, and I've got 4 money. I'm going to use this card's ability to go into my discard pile and scrap my other Viper. So now both of my Vipers are out of the game for good. And with the 4 money, I don't have any of this Blue Trade Federation yet, and I haven't explained this symbol yet. This symbol basically gives authority back, so it's kind of a life gain, a healing sort of thing, and you can go over your base 50. But I really want to get focused on doing some damage here to take out the outpost my enemy's getting, and I've already got one of this faction, so I'm going to go ahead and pick this up for 3, and unless this is a 1 that comes out, it's not, it's a 2, so that'll be the end of my... Alright, Ian's turn over here. He's going to use this 1 attack to just do 1 damage to me here, and then he's going to use this outpost ability to discard 2 cards and draw 2 more, go through the deck a little bit faster. Oh, and he was able to replace that 1 attack and 1 buying power with 4 buying power, which is nice. So with those and these, he has 7 buying power now. Can't go for either of these 8s, which is kind of a bummer. Maybe he's going to go low cost and see what we can get. We're going to buy this for 2 and have 5 left. Oh, that maybe didn't work out so well. I think wise or not, we're going to go ahead and buy 2 more Explorers. We'll be able to probably scrap these not too long from now, but it might give us a little bit more buying power to get what we want. We've actually got a really nice combination here. Now we've got 2 different cards of the same faction. So one of them is going to allow us to acquire any ship without paying its cost and put it on top of your deck so we can play it next turn. The other one's just going to give us 2 bonus attack. Well, let's see here. Both of these are going to trigger. Unlike some games where the order you play them matter, the main ability will trigger right when you play it, but then these faction abilities or any other ability can trigger at any point during your turn. We've also got this card that's going to allow us to draw a card, so we're going to draw another card. Okay, and we just get that. We've got another 2 attack and allow us to scrap a card, and another 1 trade value. Well, we're probably going to scrap one of these 1 trade value eventually, which we'll still get to use it for the turn, so we'll have a total of 3. So let's decide what we want to buy, and then decide what we want to attack. Well, there's only one thing we can buy with 3. There's a lot of high value stuff out there. This is kind of odd that we're going through Explorers so quickly. And then now, we basically, this is going to give us 4 plus 2, so 6 attack. This is going to give us another 2, so 8. And then all the way up to 15. So we're going to be able to use 4 on this, and now we're going to have 11 left. So this is going to go into Ian's discard pile, and do we want to get rid of this one or not? He's picked up some blob cards, and this is going to allow him to trigger some of those, so why don't we go ahead and do that. The math rate, we still had 6 attack left over that we were able to hit, and on that turn you kind of see how the game slowly builds up, and you're eventually going to have these turns where you're going to do that much damage and even more as your deck gets better and better. It's a good thing we were able to destroy that blob base there, because Ian will get to trigger that draw card, but he's going to have a total of 4 attack and 4 trade value. So for the 4 attack, go ahead and bring me down to 41, so we've got a really tight game so far. And now with the 4 trade value, we've been sitting looking at this for a while. Why don't we go ahead and pick it up? So now it becomes about, do I want to get some of these Explorers, do I want to get a faction I don't really have, or do I want to prevent my opponent from getting that faction? Actually, I like this card quite a bit, so I'm going to go ahead and pick it up, and then reveal a card. Go back to Ian's turn. Alright, interestingly enough, with the supply bot, we don't necessarily have any cards in our hand or discard pile we want to scrap. We could do this, but we probably don't want to do that yet. We probably want to scrap it to use its ability. So with 4 money here, and then with an additional 4, we actually have 8 monetary value, and we do actually have the combination of these factions here, so this allows us to put the next ship we acquire on top of our deck. So with 8 money and an 8 value ship out there, it seems like this is a pretty good one to pick up. Alright, and with that much you were able to see how the game starts to escalate, but it escalates a lot more as the game goes on, as we get closer to the end. So if you're interested in seeing more, I'm going to try to do one more video, and hopefully come back soon and check that out.